No. No. You like this movie. You don't get to do that.
The only reason I deep sighed is because you told me not to off mic.
Because you're a jerk.
Yeah. I'm the biggest jerk you're married to.
That is true. Welcome. Come on.
Then again, you're the meanest wife I have.
Also true.
Alright. So, we watched a movie.
We did. It started out as my wanting to watch a Michael Caine movie, but then I realized he's not in a lot of movies I want to watch.
Yeah, he wasn't in this one.
No, so it went from Michael Caine to...
And I know you didn't want to watch The Last Witch Hunter again.
It doesn't fit the criteria.
It also doesn't fit the criteria.
And so it went to Sir...
Anthony Hopkins?
Yes.
Okay.
I almost said Michael Hall, and I didn't want to say that because that was not the same person.
Sir Michael Hall?
Sir Anthony Michael Hall. Something tells me Anthony Michael Hall has not been knighted.
Oh.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I don't think he's been knighted.
I knew there's a reason I married you. Anyway, so we watched The Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Okay.
And, okay, so I haven't watched this movie in a long-ass time.
It's probably been about a year. I know I've watched it since we moved to this house.
Okay. And I definitely noticed some things that I hadn't noticed before, but it's not like they changed the plot or anything like that, just more of some background stuff.
Like what?
Well, the swastikas on his bedspread.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Nazi propaganda poster, like, taped to something in his thing. And then I guess I never noticed that he had a half to a 2/3 woman bodysuit done.
Mm-hmm.
On a mannequin, like with the boob and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever noticed that part before.
Or, yeah, maybe you just forgot about it.
Well, I don't think I did.
I feel like the woman's suit was pretty important to the plot.
No, I understand that's what he was doing.
Yep.
But I don't remember seeing how much he had done on the mannequin.
Okay.
Because, like, we see him wearing the wig, and by wig I mean scalp.
Yep.
But he doesn't, like, don the rest of the suit. It's just... It was just in the background of the one shot.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, I mean, it was implied through the whole thing. I mean, I think I could figure out what he was aiming at.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't realize that they'd actually had one put together and on a dress form.
Okay, yeah.
So, that was interesting. Mm-hmm. So why do you like this movie?
Do I have to pick just one reason?
No.
Okay.
I didn't say what is the one reason.
Well, I don't want to, like...
why do you like this movie?
I'm not trying to, like, gush about anything, but...
If there's things to squee about,
yeah.
squee.
Well... It's the performances, I guess, like, the acting.
Right.
The technical stuff. One of... Ask me what I like, and I'll tell you what I don't. Like, one of the things that always has kind of bothered me about this movie was the film stock they used was, like, super muted colors.
Yeah.
It's like everything is drab. Like I get it, but, like...
I don't think there's a sunshiny day. Mm-hmm. Oops.
Like, even like, the indoor scenes, like...
Right.
Like, everything is a little bit desaturated, which I'm assuming is what they were going for.
Right.
And that's just not something that I can easily look past.
Right.
If that makes any sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, like, this was, I think, one of my first, like, Jodie Foster movies. So there's... And I have, like, liked Jodie Foster. Not for everyone. No. I mean, she's definitely not an actress that I'm like, I hate. No, I'm not. She won Best Actress for this. I know. Like, yeah, this won the Big Five.
And I think it deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And, well, it has everything I like.
Mm-hmm. And nothing you'd...
Police procedurals.
BAU.
BAU, behavioral analysis, serial killers.
Uh-huh.
I mean...
Scott Glenn. Who doesn't like Scott Glenn?
Which one's Scott Glenn?
Her boss.
Oh, yes.
You know, Stick from Daredevil.
Sure.
Or Alan Shepard from The Right Stuff.
See... The Right Stuff and Do the Right Thing always gets jumbled in my brain.
One of them's about astronauts. The other is about pizza in New York.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Neither of these things happen in this movie.
Nope.
Well, someone mentioned... no, they mentioned hamburgers. I keep thinking they mentioned pizza.
Nope.
Like pizza and beer. What goes better than pizza and beer? You ever go for hamburgers and be like, whoa, slow your roll, buddy?
I do like... This came out in 80...
This came out in 91.
91.
It's set in 88, because they make a mention of Lecter being imprisoned for 8 years.
Right.
And like, oh, so no one's been here since 1980? Like, okay, so it's about 1988. I don't know how well that... It's never explicitly stated.
Right.
But like, I don't know how well that holds up with like all the some background stuff. Like the first girl murdered had a poster of a Debbie Harry album that came out in 1989.
Yeah.
So like, okay, it's a little timey-wimey. But I mean, it's never explicitly stated that it is 1988. It's just
right.
It's 8 years after 1980.
Sorry. Ding, ding, ding. What I like is her calling him out on the sexism stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Like, feminist hero, Clarice Starling.
Right. So, let me turn that off. So, I appreciate that. And it's not just, like, one thing. It's, you know, when it happens to her repeatedly...
Mm-hmm.
She points it out as, really, dude?
Yeah. Like, that matters.
Yeah, it actually matters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just had to double check because I was freaking out a little bit that we'd actually done it for the show.
What?
This movie.
This one?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm having a deja vu moment about her standing up against the sexism.
Oh.
But it doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, I know there's another local podcast that has done this one.
No, like me specifically saying those words out of my mouth.
And, you know, in the event we just totally... Well, in the event I totally plagiarized the things they said on theirs. If you like this movie... Watch it, and also go listen to A Real Education's episode on it.
Yeah, I don't listen to any podcasts that watch movies, because I have a feeling I'd be really irritated with them.
I mean, they'd probably be irritated with us.
That's probably true.
But yeah, I enjoy it, because they have a much more clinical discussion about movies, and ours is a much more visceral date night reactions.
True facts. This is not a date movie.
No.
Along the lines that Seven is not a date movie.
Also, Blue Velvet's not a date movie.
Nope.
But we made it through this.
Yes. Well, that's because this is a good movie. We made it through Seven, because Seven's a movie.
Yes, Seven is a movie.
But this has... I think it has the gore factor, but I like how it doesn't get to the gore factor until late in the movie.
I don't really think it really gets to a gore factor.
Well, wearing the other dude's face in the ambulance is about as gory as it gets.
And, like, yeah, you get some...
And the other thing I didn't notice.
Yes?
I didn't notice that when he had the guy up, I remembered it differently. Mm-hmm. When he strung the guy up, the dude from Blues Brothers.
Yes. No, that wasn't the dude from the Blues Brothers. That was the other guy.
Oh, well, the other guy then.
Yeah.
Because you see him...
In Memphis?
Yeah, you see him through the window, and you see him with wings, And in my head, I remember, because of the way he tied him up with the
banner.
The banner. I remembered it being his skin.
Yes.
That was holding him up.
I remember that as well.
But it's not. Mm-hmm. But what I noticed this time that I didn't notice before is that his his entrails were out.
Yes.
Which I don't remember seeing before. Mm-hmm. And it might just be because I was so surprised that he wasn't being held up by his wing of flesh. Mm-hmm. Which is what I was expecting to see.
Or maybe we've crossed into a parallel universe where, in the one we're both from, he's
he's hung up by the wing of flesh.
On the wings. And on this one, he's simply disemboweled.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Berenstain Bears thing.
Something like that.
Yeah, sure.
So that was another thing that I don't think I had taken note of, at least, before. But it is the psychological stuff that I like. Mm-hmm. And I could live without the dude throwing his spunk on her.
Multiple Megs.
Is that what his name is?
That's what his name was.
Yeah, no, I could have lived without that, and I'd have been fine.
Well, and
I understand they needed a reason for Hannibal to avenge Clarice, which is what I think the whole setup was.
Yes.
So I get that.
Well,
but personally,
you get okay, that's Multiple Megs being irritating when he just says to the bars, "I can smell your cunt."
Yes.
And should we put a warning at the beginning of this one?
Probably. It's Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. I was like, okay, yeah, that's Multiple Megs. I'm going to yell at him later.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, Miggs, you crossed the line, and now you have to die.
Yeah. And I get this setup, and instead of her just running, which I still don't understand why she just didn't keep going, why she stopped.
Because the mission, sir.
No. Why she just was like, oh, dude's jerking off. I'm gonna just keep walking. Just keep walking.
It might have been a surprise to her.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know how many times she's seen dudes jerking off.
Well, I understand. She is in a place of where she is unsafe. The one person who isn't going to hurt her is the one that is behind glass.
Is the guy who is legitimately the most dangerous person there.
Right. But also behind glass. The rest of them are not behind glass.
Right.
So, I expected her to GTF up. Just go.
Okay.
So, yes. But, once again, I understand the plot. The reason why that had to happen. But that's like the one thing of all of my normal unnecessary rants. Rants of unnecessary things.
Unnecessity?
No. My rants of unnecessary things.
Yes.
That is my only, I think, nitpick as far as things that I could have lived without.
Now, okay, so if he'd, like, flung it onto her clothes, would you feel differently? Is the getting it on the face part or just like
I didn't say on the
flinging
face.
Jizz is wrong. It's gross.
Yes.
Okay.
He could have peed on her. You know, there are definitely...
What about, like, throwing feces?
Also an option. I probably would have been just as bothered by all of those.
But I think with this, when we meet Miggs, what he says to her, and I'm not going to repeat it, because I don't want to have to say that word too many times. We introduce him as a mentally unstable sexual predator.
Right.
Basically.
Yes. So,
like, urinating or throwing feces doesn't follow that setup.
Right. No, what I'm saying is I understand exactly why it was done. That is the thing that I could have lived without.
Okay.
So, and a little bit in the setup. I mean, or not the setup, the follow-through. Because they had to set it up so she would come back. And her running back to Lecter doesn't make sense to me. Something like that happens. Your instinct isn't to run back into the corner where you can't get out. Your instinct is to run to the exit. The instinct is to get out of the situation. And the way to get out of that situation was to keep running forward to the other side where she could then go outside and just get away. And so...
that would be the rational thing to do, yes.
I think that's the instinctual thing to do.
I think the instinctual thing to do would be to run to safety.
And safety is forward.
In that situation, it was established that Lecter was professional and courteous and fairly safe until you can, like, get the orderlies to, you know...
The prison guards, not the orderlies. There's a huge
They weren't in a prison, they were in a mental institute. They were orderlies.
With guns and badges?
In Baltimore, at the beginning, they didn't have guns or badges.
There was a guy with a badge and a gun.
Where?
When she was talking to the... After... Yeah, no.
No.
She looks up and he's, like, holstering his gun.
That happens a lot later in the movie.
No. When she first goes to visit Lecter, there's a guy with the badge and there's a guy with a gun back in the control room.
No, they're orderlies.
They're not all orderlies.
They're working in a mental institute.
You don't usually have guns inside the locked wards.
That's what I'm saying.
In a mental institution.
Yeah, there wouldn't be guns.
Except for that there was!
No, there weren't, Heather! It was a hospital!
Oh my lord.
What?
Play it.
Fine. We'll be right back. Okay.
Not just guns, lots of guns.
Far too many guns for a fucking mental asylum.
Yes.
There should have been 0 guns.
There was like...
Are we in agreement that that was a mental hospital?
I still don't think it was a mental hospital. I'm sorry! They have wards like that in prisons.
I wouldn't know. I've never been to prison.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
A dozen guns?
Way too fucking many guns. For one guy.
So there.
Whatever.
What? We went to the tape!
We went to the tape. And you're right. There were guns. There should have been no guns. But there were guns. There were a lot of guns.
So.
They were comically overarmed for a hospital.
Okay.
Anyway.
Either way. Safety was out.
Safety out was locked from her.
Except for she was walking out. Dude said that he'd be watching her the whole time and that he had her back.
And he didn't.
We didn't get to see that because we didn't see if he came in.
Because she went back to a space that was safe until it was all right to proceed.
See, and that's... I don't see running back to the dead end, although it's not really a dead end. It's kind of a weird...
Yeah, there's like a corner staircase.
Which is weird.
That apparently goes to nowhere.
I would assume is... Yeah. But as a woman being in harm's way, Your instinct also isn't to go backwards. Your instinct is to go forwards.
I can't comment on that because I have never been a woman in harm's way. But I think it's a bit reductive to say that's how all women would react.
I'm saying it's instinctual to run forward. And forward is out. I'm saying I understand why they did it for the plot.
Okay.
I just think it's... I don't think it's logical, I guess.
Okay.
Is my argument.
You don't think that's the sane move?
No.
Oh,
no, I didn't say sane. Don't be a dick. I said it wasn't instinctual and logical to go backwards into a dead end. Your instinct is to get out. And out was forward. And they... Because of what they had to set up for him killing... What's his name? For her. For insulting her. They had to do it that way. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. It doesn't make sense to you.
I did not say she was insane.
I thought it made sense. You said it doesn't. We're never going to agree on that.
Right, but I at no point said she was insane.
What else do you have?
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
I have made you angry.
No, you haven't. You'll know when I'm angry.
Oh, jeepers.
What?
Nothing. There's a cat chewing on
Of course there is.
a cord.
Well, it's...
There we go.
No, that was a cheese wrapper.
Anyway.
Well, it's not one of our shows unless there's a cat chewing on something.
That's true. There's a lot of drinking in this movie.
There was a fair amount, yeah. We should probably go through that. Since Jodie Foster's the only one on the poster.
So there's at least six drinks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a boozy movie.
Definitely passes the Bechdel.
Yeah, because, she spends quite a bit of time talking with her classmate.
Yeah.
Who I can't remember the name of right now, but...
She helps...
Thanks to the internet.
She helps solve the case.
Yeah.
She helps Jodie talk it through.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't get the credit for it. As per usual.
I mean, they are talking about a boy, but not in any kind of romantic context.
No?
They're talking about a suspect.
Yeah.
Which they don't know is a boy.
Right. They're talking about the unsub.
Mm-hmm. I hate that name. Do they actually use that? Is that actually a thing that the FBI says?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that I've read it in John Douglas's books, and since he's the one that the one FBI guy is based off of, I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. All right.
Unknown subject.
Her name was Ardelia Mapp.
Oh, cool.
And she has been in... Looks like she's been in some stuff. Played by Cassie Lemons. Casey Lemons?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's one of the other things... Oh, wait, no, we're still talking about the drinking. The drinking.
Finish your thought.
One of the things that I kind of wanted to mention was how the Jane Gum, Buffalo Bill, they keep trying to set them up as trans, or people keep inferring that they're trans, but Lecter says near the beginning, no, they're not trans, they just hate who they are, and they think that makes them a woman.
Right.
Like, no, you just hate yourself. It's not, I hate myself because I'm wrong on the inside, or I have the wrong parts. Mm-hmm. It's, I am just so full of self-loathing that I kill people and cut their skin off. Mm-hmm.
And there's the LGBTQIA plus groups that say that, yeah, this is pretty reductive and this makes us look like big jerks.
Oh. I didn't see it that way. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that Lecter flat out says no.
Yeah. Like, that's... They don't qualify because they're not...
Right.
They're not suffering from gender dysmorphia. They're suffering from a whole load of self-loathing.
Right, but also this guy is not right in the head in that he's a psychopath. Mm-hmm. And, you know... But the psychopath themselves didn't understand what was wrong. Mm-hmm. And thought this would be what would fix it. It's just, you know, the screw loose in their brain. Mm-hmm. And that's why Lecter said he would have been rejected by...
Yeah, the 3 schools.
Yeah.
The 3 hospitals.
Right.
Anyway, so we drink 4 in order of appearance. Scott Glenn. Anthony Heald, who is Dr. Chilton.
The creepy dude?
Yeah. Frankie Faison, who... I don't know if we really should be drinking for him. He is one of the only people... I think he's the only guy who's in all 4 Hannibal Lecter movies.
He's been in, like...
Frankie Faison?
Yeah, I
okay.
bet dollars that he has at least 7 credits to his name.
Acting commish or something? 116 acting credits, yeah, so we can drink for him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
But he's also the only person who's been in all 4 of them. Oh, he was Pop Hunter in 2 episodes of Luke Cage. The barbershop guy.
Yep.
If you haven't watched Luke Cage, you should do it. Dear listeners. I think we can drink for Anthony Hopkins. I don't remember if he's named on the poster, but he's not on the poster.
He was only in the movie for like 17 minutes.
24. Ted Levine was also in Monk. Cool.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's been in some stuff. Oh, he was in an episode of Lethal Weapon.
Oh, that we watched. Because we watched that show.
Yes. I enjoy that show. Yeah, there's actually a fair amount of drinking.
Yeah.
I drank for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Uh-huh.
Because why wouldn't you?
We drank for Catherine.
Yes. We drank for Catherine. And I also drank for when she said, "You have the power." Catherine played... No.
Catherine's mother.
Catherine's mother, Senator Ruth Martin, played by Diane Baker. What did we drink for Catherine for?
Grey's Anatomy.
Didn't watch it.
She's in a lot of stuff.
Okay. Interstellar, haven't seen it. In Her Shoes, haven't seen it. Yeah, it looks like she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she is.
5 episodes of Bosch. But...
SVU. She's been on some SVUs.
Yes, probably. Criminal Minds, Barbara Lynch, 1 episode. When the senator is, like, appearing on TV and saying, like, "You have the power," and Catherine is such a wonderful person, they sampled the line, "You have the power," and was used in the Revolting Cocks song Gila Monster off of their 1993 album Linger Fickin' Good. That's why I'm drinking for it.
Slow blink. Wow.
That's where the sample came from.
That is true.
That's my thing. That's my jam.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else.
Okay.
Alright.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah, like this is at least my 3rd time seeing it, and I would watch it again.
I have to be in a really odd mood.
You have to be in a mood for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And today it was a
Michael Caine mood.
Well, yeah, that morphed into I want to see Thor's dad in something. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway. I guess everyone go have a nice week.
Bye.
See you Monday.